Hey, what's up? This is Camden Incorporated. We had posted some other videos about some W-2 head porting. So I got one here. We're going to go over the exhaust ports to see if we can't make it a little better, make a little more free horsepower. I got like $60 in porting supplies. I don't have a flow bench. We're going to be getting one of those soon. I'm trying to wire the shop up and get some things in order. This will be a quick video, but I wanted to let you guys know what all's involved in case you decide to do this yourself. It's not that big a deal, but I would get an old head to practice on before you just turn the die grinder loose in there. Start chattering, blow your cutting tools like out of the die grinder, right? If you got something really aggressive like that, you trigger that dude and it's not on a piece of steel or iron, dude, it's gone. Like, kiss it goodbye, right? You've ruined it, probably blinded yourself. In some of the other videos, I've gotten some comments about why I wear a lab coat. Well, I don't like metal shavings sticking in my skin. Obviously, like, these are ANSI approved safety glasses. So while it looks cool, there is a purpose for it. And I'd highly recommend you guys take the time to get that shit so like you don't blind yourself, all right? Never, ever, ever pick your grinder up when it's not in contact with something. I cannot stress how important that is. You will hurt yourself. Believe me, it happens, man, and it freaking sucks. So, as you can see, there's not very much metal removal. I'm just gonna clean everything up. The main thing is the intake ports, right? You gotta skinny the valve guide down. So, we're gonna go over what I just did and why, like most importantly, right? Why you wanna do this. I'm gonna try to, if I can, show you guys like what exactly I just did. Okay, we got the stock crunchy, crusty port. Iron heads they're not my friend. Some people love them, but they take a long time to port and they're just generally aggravating to get porosity and all these things. But keep in mind, man, this was like leading edge technology back in the day. All right, so here's what we just did. Back to the old, I can get the pick in there. There's some pretty bad parting lines here. You want to smooth those down. Like I said, you got this hump. It's very thin here. Be careful. Hold on, man. So I'm gonna try to do this in steps, right? We got some fuzzies on our pick. Guys, don't run around with the fuzzy pick. It's gross and girls don't like it. We started off as a bare port, touched the roof. I did not get a chance to go around the outside where the parting line was. No big deal. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do this in steps, okay? So the next port is a little more. It's a little more in depth. We got in here a little deeper. I don't know if you can see, but that parting line is starting to slowly disappear. It's really hard to video ports without a bunch of lights. And I just got my lights on yesterday, thanks to John Hetrick, good friend of mine. He's actually part of Camden Incorporated. Seems like the dude can do anything. Awesome guy. Still very concerned with this area here. So we will learn a little more on this one and blow that out a little bit. A little more, a little deeper. We're starting to get down into the in the bowl area there. And then this one is mostly what you've just seen with a small amount of cleanup from the cartridge roll. So back to the first one. We're gonna go in, I'm gonna start here, parting lines, clean up the walls, both sides, hit the roof a little bit. Maybe I called it a port floor earlier, hell, I don't know. One thing to remember is you're gonna have a lot of airflow here and like not so much on the floor of the port. David Vizard, I hope I'm saying that right. Richard Holdner, a lot of dudes, and it's flow bench verified, man. Like when you have a lot of flow coming from the port in a high speed area, like that's where you want to take metal off. You don't take metal off where you think the air should flow. You take the metal out to keep the speed down, and the air is gonna flow where it wants to. Like you can't do anything about that. You got a low speed area, don't worry about it. You got a high speed area, take some metal out. You got to slow it down. It's gonna even out the flow, average gains, blah. There's a lot to it. Just trust me when I say if you got a high speed area, that's where the metal needs to come out within reason. You don't want to blow a hole in the port. So we'll start on this one and see what we got. All right, so we got the roof fairly cut to the shape we want. I mean, it's getting closer, right? It's a process, every little bit. You don't want to go over aggressive with your burrs because you're still gonna have the sanding roll. We're just trying to get the shape, and we're gonna fine tune it with the cartridge roll. Is that right? Is it wrong? I don't know. It works for me. We did get the parting line smoothed down, blended it into the bowl somewhat. We still got to get a valve job on this dude, and there is a lot of material to take off in the process of getting that valve job. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We just want to get basic shape. The parting line's gone. We have yet to touch the floor of the port, concentrating on the roof. I think next we'll get back behind this little hump into the cast area and see what we got. All right, so here's what we started with. Got sharp edges. We brought that blend down into the port. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but like there's a pretty deep ridge right there. Don't try to dig that out. Like unless you got some of these and cut them in half and sonic test and whatever else, don't worry about it, man. You're still gonna make great power. These are killer heads, like right from Mother Mopar. So, like I said, don't go in here cutting all this out to where your valve seat's gonna be. You're gonna kill them, man. You're gonna lose so much. All right. So this is what we started with. Here's what we got. That was like maybe 3 or 4 minutes of grinding, if that. I blended this in, right? there's a very sharp edge here. Sorry guys, I'm a little shaky. I'm gonna blend this in as so. We did follow the parting line out. We cleaned that area up. I did just touch that little ridge there. It looks a lot worse on camera, but we'll get that with a cartridge roll. Probably won't get it all out, but it's gonna work just fine for what we're doing. And if it doesn't, we'll spray it with more nitrous and cross our fingers, and we'll make this sumbitch run. Started back here, smooth this down. Okay, here's what we started with. Sharp edge, a lot of crusty casting stuff in there. You can take this down pretty far. I wouldn't just grind it completely out, but you can get a pretty good cut on there. All right, next we're gonna start blending all the stuff in with a finer burr. We might touch the short side a little bit. Definitely gonna slick this down, and then we should be ready for some cartridge rolls. All right, after that little cleanup, we went a little heavier on the wall there where the parting line is. Tried to blend this into the rest of the port a little better, a little smoother. And then we come on around, so you can see the parting line there. Still got to touch that up a little bit, but there's actually very little metal removal that's involved. I know, like, some of you guys, maybe you're new at this, you're thinking a big port is a better port. It's not. You want the highest flow through the minimal amount of cross-sectional area. That's going to keep your velocity up. And flow isn't always about, or horsepower is not always about flow. Sometimes it's about velocity. If you can ram those cylinders, you're going to have good torque numbers, and this thing is going to make power throughout the entire curve. You know, don't think that bigger is better.